Hello, I am Tom Matarazzo, and today we will be discussing euthanasia for the terminally ill. Many people know what it is like to lose a loved one to a terminal illness. They've seen or at least have heard of the horrifying process it takes to fight any illness that is terminal, as well as can understand the stages of how this illness deteriorates the human body. If you know what this is like, then you know all the pain, sadness, and suffering that goes along with it. The family meetings, the doctor's appointments, the bad news, the stress, the fear, watching your loved one become a victim, watching them lose their life as they knew it to a sickness. These are just a few of the horrible things the family and friends of a terminally ill person must endure. Needless to say, what the 1,685,210 people in the U.S. with terminal illnesses must endure themselves. In September of 2010, I lost my grandfather to lung cancer. We spent as much time as we could with him until my parents refused to let us see him due to his deteriorated condition. We tried fighting it, but as you get older, you realize that they were doing us, as well as my grandfather, a favor by keeping us away. He would have rather us remember him as the energetic and goofy man he was, versus the sick and decrepit man he had become due to his illness. This man was a fighter. There wasn't a moment in my life where I saw him back down or give up on any task, no matter how simple it could be. However, I later found out he would have rather been dead than a cancer patient. When we finally said goodbye is when I realized why he kept us away for so long. I saw what the end result was, and I will never forget it. I am one in a million with a story like this. I'm not here to praise euthanasia, especially when it comes to those without terminal illnesses. I chose this topic because I hope to convince you that Pennsylvania should allow euthanasia to be legal for the terminally ill as an alternative to treatment or death by disease. Today I would like to discuss with you the problems with continuing the non-legalization of euthanasia for the terminally ill, how to go about making it legal, and how legalization could benefit you. We will begin by discussing the negative side effects to keeping euthanasia illegal. To begin, the term euthanasia, as we will see, originally meant only good death. But in a modern society, it has come to mean a death free of anxiety or pain, often brought about by the use of medication. This shows how simple euthanasia was thought of originally and how so many people have misconstrued the true definition. The most infamous case surrounding euthanasia is a case involving a man named Jack Kevorkian. Jack Kevorkian is known for his twisted and illegal ways to try and help those who have the slightest medical condition commit suicide. Contrary to his sick beliefs, he did not provide an alternate solution to those with a terminal illness. He murdered them. Jack Kevorkian used a machine called the death machine, in which he used $30 worth of scrap parts scrounged from garage sales and hardware stores to build this machine, was what he called the Thanatron, Greek for death machine. This machine landed him a 10 to 25-year prison sentence due to the fact that he provided a means of murder for his patients. He operated outside of the law and took these sick people's lives into his own hands, convincing and promising them that the decision he was making for them was the right one as well as their own. Instead of having a man illegally provide a means of safe suicide for sick people, why not let them choose themselves in a safe, controlled, and legal way? Now that you see the problems with keeping euthanasia for the terminally ill illegal, we will discuss how we can make it legal in Pennsylvania. California, Colorado, Oregon, Washington, and Vermont have all made assisted suicide legal for the terminally ill. These bills were carefully created and set many regulations in regards to who could be a candidate for assisted suicide. Due to these restrictions and regulations, there is no room for error, therefore problems rarely occur. The first state to legalize euthanasia for the terminally ill was Oregon, by passing the Death with Dignity Act in 1997. Since then, a total of 1,545 people were prescribed the lethal dose since then, and only 991 patients have died from ingesting the medications. What this means is that it demonstrates how people can be responsible with this choice. How, if given the choice to take the lethal injection, not everybody will take it. That's the whole idea behind it, is that they have this choice. And you can see especially by the charts, how little people have taken this law for granted. I'm not here to play politics or craft a perfect bill for Pennsylvania legalizing euthanasia for the terminally ill. I'm not that smart. However, you can't ignore the facts backing the success rates of the few states that have passed these bills. My plan of action would be for you to write to your congressman, your state representative, or anyone in your state's government and simply show them the facts. Show them that this has been done before, using Oregon as an example, and how it works like it's supposed to. Show them that they don't have to fear people taking advantage of this, considering not even everyone who received the prescription took the medication. Most importantly, show them that it's not their choice. Show them the people can choose themselves. Many of you know what it is like to see someone suffering from a terminal illness. Those of you who saw what I saw and millions of other people have seen know the final stages of a terminal illness are nothing but pain and suffering. Not only is the patient experiencing hell on earth, however, all of their loved ones are as well. I'm not asking you to simply vote to murder anybody with a terminal illness. No, you need to stay positive in these dark times. However, the patient knows when enough is enough. You need to be able to give them a choice. It's not your decision, it is their decision whether or not they can feel their pain and suffering has reached a point where they just want a better solution. Stephen Hawking once stated, "We don't let animals suffer, so why humans?" I chose this quote because it perfectly illustrates how we as humans choose to end the suffering of animals, but won't let a human being choose to end their own suffering. That we take it upon ourselves to dictate when a life has had enough pain, but won't give a terminally ill human the right to dictate their own suffering. It's not going to benefit you now, but one day you may want this choice. We can see that the evil people in this world can benefit from euthanasia being illegal, by selling assisted suicide to those who are in desperate times. The solution has already been thought of using Oregon as an example, using these successful states as an example, and furthermore, there may be little immediate personal benefit to legalizing euthanasia for the terminally ill. However, you never know. One day, you might want the choice as well. Thank you very much. I hope you take into consideration what I have told you, and thank you all for being here. Thank you.